The NFL trade deadline has passed, and the Lions walked out with Za'Darius Smith, possibly the best option they could have walked out with. But some are wondering if they did enough and if they'll regret not getting another guy. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Mike Payton with EDGE Sports Detroit, and today we're going to talk about whether or not the Lions may regret at some point not trading for another edge rusher. Now, off the top, I will say that I was one of the guys who thought, hey, maybe they should grab one more guy because I think they have some depth issues. Obviously, John Kaminsky's out. Marcus Davenport is out. Josh Paschal had missed the last 2 games. He's back at practice, so there's good news there. And then, obviously, the big one, Aiden Hutchinson, he's gone. He's down for the season. So I thought, well, hey, why not grab another guy? Since I like Za'Darius Smith so much, and I think he's going to be a big part of this team, the thought process was, well, why not grab another guy who could be a good part of this team this year, but then also be a part of the future? For me, the extra guy was Azeez Ojulari from the New York Giants. I thought there was a lot of possibility there. I know the Lions probably would have had to have given up a 4th-round pick to get him. But, hey, when you have a guy that could potentially be your number 2 guy on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson right there, and you don't have to worry about overspending in free agency or trying to go out and use one of your draft picks on that spot, at least one of your high draft picks on that spot, I thought that was a great idea they could have went with. I understand Ojulari is in the last year of his contract and will be looking for a new deal, but he hasn't really done a lot that would make him, a super high max type deal. Like if it were the NBA, like he's not going to get paid a ton of money. He's spent most of the past few years on the bench while he's playing really well. Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns, those are their guys over there, and that's why they considered trading him. But alas, that did not happen. So the Lions just walked out with Za'Darius Smith. Now the question, let's answer it. Did they make a mistake? Will they regret it? I don't think they will. I honestly think that of all the possible realities that the Lions could have had, I know a lot of people wanted Max Crosby or Myles Garrett or Jeffrey Simmons or you name it. Like none of that stuff was ever more than just fantasy booking. Just, hey, maybe this will happen. It was never going to happen. So the most realistic possibility for them was either Ojulari, like I mentioned before, or Za'Darius Smith. And I think Za'Darius Smith was the top of that line, and they absolutely nailed it when they got him. Now, with Josh Paschal coming back, that's another huge piece for the Lions that they're going to be able to bounce off of both these guys and try to get something going. And then I think they have a nice little, group of guys that they can rotate in. I really like Al-Quadin Muhammad. I thought he had a really good game against the Titans. He had 6 pressures in that game. Didn't really have the best follow-up against the Packers, but I still think that there's something there. He could get elevated again. I thought Isaac Ukwu is somebody that I'm super high on, maybe too high on. I really think that this kid could be eventually a solid rotational piece. I don't think he's, Pro Bowler or not even necessarily a starter, but I do think he could be a rotational piece for years to come. And then there's Mekhi Wingo, the rookie, Levi Onwuzurike, who's been playing pretty well lately. And then that interior, you've got Aleem McNeil, who had 7 pressures against the Packers this past Sunday, and then DJ Reader, who's just a big space eater. I really think that they're able to scheme something together and manufacture something with the group that they have now. Now, if somebody else goes down, if like Za'Darius Smith, you don't want to even say it out loud, but if he were to get hurt, that would be a problem. That would be an absolute problem for the Lions. Then you could start talking about, well, hey, maybe they should have got a second guy, but that's a extenuating circumstance, and I really don't think that's anything that's not in the Lions' control. But I think they did the right thing. I think they did the best thing they possibly could. I think this is huge for the Lions. He's been playing so well lately. 21 of his 27 pressures this season were in just the last 5 games. He has been on fire. Even had a sack on Justin Herbert this past Sunday. He's going to be massive for the Lions. They did not make a mistake. The Lions did the right thing. And let's see what happens on Sunday against the Houston Texans. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.